Hey, what's up guys? Just a quick little maintenance video for you today. I'm doing tie rods on a 2007 350Z. Just gonna do inner and outer on both sides. Here's all the tools I'm pretty sure you're gonna need. Obviously a couple sockets, a wrench for it, breaker bar. I use a ball joint separator to get the tie rod end off. There's a tool that you can use for the inner tie rod that just clips right over, and then the pole goes over the inner tie rod to grab the clip. But I'm pretty sure you could just get away with using a wrench the size of the pattern that's on the inner tie rod. And I'm gonna use some zip ties to clip back the rubber boot. You'll see the boot in a minute. Usually you would buy some clamps, but zip ties work just fine. And obviously the parts that you're replacing. So we got the outer and the inners. Inners are usually the same, outers are different, so make sure you know which side you are using. Don't want to put the wrong side on the wrong side. The inner is under this boot and it goes to right here, and then this is the outer part. So right now, while everything's connected, we're gonna loosen up the outer tie rod. Once we do that, we can move on to just getting the outer tie rod off, which is just one bolt, and then you use a separator to push the bolt through. Two more tools you're gonna need is a right side wrench for this nut right here, and some type of pliers. That way you can get the clip that's usually right here. This one's missing it. I think someone's been here before. There's usually just a nice little clip right here that you use some pliers to get apart. Let's see what size this is. All right, so that looks like it's going to be a 22, and when you break that bolt, you're gonna want something to hold this. That way you're not, I don't know. I'm just gonna get something to hold it just in case, but I don't know if it's absolutely necessary. Alright, so I'm gonna use a 19 to hold the tie rod itself. And this gonna need to go. There it is. She's off. Just gotta get this cotter pin off. The cotter pin is new because I separated this before. She's off. Now, just gotta get the bolt. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a 17. If it's not a 17, it's gonna be a 19. You heard me? All right, so it's a 19. Some people just hit the side of here with their hammer, and this for some reason just comes right out. I've never had that experience, so all I do, I still use the ball joint press or the ball joint separator. So what happens here is you take the fork part and slip it between the boot and the knuckle, and you want to get it in there to where the top piece, sorry about the view, but the top piece right here goes over the nut. That way what's happening is you're putting tension on the nut, you're squeezing onto the knuckle, and this is pushing onto the nut as you screw this part in. So get it as far as you can on there. Okay, as far as you can, and then just tighten the nut, tighten the bolt as tight as you can, hand tightening. It's a 24. Okay. And what you do is keep tightening this. Try to keep pressure onto the separator, that way it doesn't start slipping off as it tightens onto the bolt. And you're gonna keep on tightening until it just pops. This one probably will pop easier than yours will, because I literally just had this whole entire suspension apart. Alright, you guys didn't break. So it's gonna pop just like that, just straight out. And that's why you wanna, it puts a lot of pressure on top of the bolt, and that's why if you're keeping this, you wanna put the nut on this so it doesn't mess with the threads. You can see it a little bit. Sorry, it was not focusing very well, but it did push down the threads a tad bit. Like I said, this was separated before, so if it wasn't separated, this whole thread would have been flattened. But yeah, now that that's out, what you're gonna do is take this off, but you want to count how many times it takes to spin it, how many times you spin it to get it off. And that way, when you put everything back together, you have the same alignment, or at least close to the same alignment, so you can make it safely to the alignment shop. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 16, 17. Okay, so 17 turns for this side. All right, so now we're gonna get this boot off so we can see on the inside of this. Got my pliers. There's a little clamp on it. Just loosen it up, take that right off. Now this boot should slide off. Should, in theory. Oh, I'm dumb, guys. I see now. So, first time doing tie rods on 350Z. I did not know this, but looks like there's just a tie on here that keeps it on. You guys probably can't even see what I'm doing anyway, but it's just a tie. What you want to do is keep on twisting this. It's like a trash tie. You just untwist it until it's done. So once I get this off, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's off. It's pretty annoying, but easy to get off. It's just stupid. All right, and then this boot will slide off. You can get a look at what we're looking at. All right, so I gotta unscrew it by here. I gotta loosen it with the size that I have, but I need something to hold this to keep that tight. All right, so this is gonna be a little hard to film, but I don't have the right size for that, so I'm gonna hold it with the clamp. So you just don't want to put any pressure really on the rack and pinion while you loosen the bolt. Boom, there it is. It's not so bad actually. Boom, that's what's up. All right, now that it's not so tight, I don't have to worry about the pressure on the rack too much now. Should be enough. Bada bing. Alright, let me get this nut off. Alright, I got this nut off of the tie rod, inner tie rod. That way I can reuse this boot right here. And this is where I'm gonna put the zip tie when I reuse it, because those clips are kind of whack anyway. Still want to reuse the clamp that goes at the end right there, so we'll keep that right there. What we're gonna do is compare the old one to the new one. Duralast got it right, and looks like they did. So let's get this new one in. I ain't gonna lie, this one's not so bad. Doesn't hurt to replace it, but this one's not bad. I know the other side is pretty bad, But yeah, let's just get this on. So make sure there's like a black ring. I think it's a seal. Make sure that stays on. Don't want to lose that. And what we're gonna do, I'm trying to hold you guys and do this, but I'm just gonna work it into the threads. So that just twists right in after you get it to work. Twist it all the way down by hand, make it easy on yourself. And once it gets tight, you want to clamp this again and make sure it doesn't move, no pressure on it, and then tighten this. Sorry, I'm shaky, guys. Definitely want to tighten a decent amount. Don't go crazy, but tighten it nice and tight. All right, now tight. There you go. That's good tight right there. That's a good torque right there. Alright. You want to take this nut off so you can get the boot on. Alright. Get the boot on there. Nicely over the rack. And now you're going to use a zip tie. Or you're going to use a clamp if you're bougie. Right here. Just into this little groove right here is where you need it. Just nice and tight to hold it in there. That's all you're doing with it. Obviously you want to clip away the extra pieces. Nice. All right, that's the inner tie rod right there. Boom. So 17 times is the magic number. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the inner tie rod, which was compare it with the new one. Got it right. Good job to them. So I'm taking the new one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 16, 17. All right, and that's the magic number. Take off this nut. And then we're gonna slide it into there. It looks like, I didn't even see this before, but there's a washer that goes around the top of this part of the knuckle. So make sure you got that. You're gonna take the new nut. Now this one's not gonna need a cotter pin, because if you look in there, I don't know if it's focusing, but if you look in there, there's a blue ring, and what that does is lock it down, same as a tie rod would do. So it's the same function. Tighten it down. Okay, so it's tightened down pretty good. And then, like I said, I'm gonna get the correct spec. Now, I get this nut on, same way, tighten it down. And you're also gonna wanna hold the tie rod end, which just so happens to be a 20, which is the same size as the one I'm using. I'm using a 22, but it's a double edge wrench. So I'm gonna have to use the adjustable, no problem. You just wanna get real nice and tight. Real tight, all right? That takes care of that. All of that is tight, and now I just gotta torque this one down right here. Correct spec is between 47 and 51. There you go. There you go, guys. Real simple. Probably took me about 20 minutes to do. I gotta do the other side, so reality actually like 40-minute job. So yeah guys, the same thing goes for the other side. There's no reason to film that. Hopefully you guys could see all the angles, everything. It's a pretty easy job. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.